there, Stampers and Crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com. And on today's online class, we are going to be making a beautiful set of Easter cards that I created with the Hold On to Hope stamp set bundle with the Crosses of Hope dies from Stampin' Up. They're a coordinating set. You can purchase them together or individually. This is a little outside the box of the other creations that I've seen done with it, but there are so many different possibilities. They're just endless. These would make great cards for inspiration, for hope, for sympathy. And today I have Easter in mind, so I was thinking Easter. Sometimes Jesus is the reason for the season for this particular card set. Sometimes you want cute Easter eggs and bunnies, and sometimes you want religious cards, and so I plan on doing a variety of both. Today we're going to be doing the Crosses of Hope, and then I hope to have some other Easter ideas coming up next week on our online classes as well, which again you could use our ideas for other occasions as well. All right, so while you guys are on, oh, thank you, Terry says the cards are gorgeous, thank you. While you guys are popping on board, I will catch you up to speed on some of the things that are happening in Stamping World. And just a quick reminder, I'm going to show you what we're giving away today, but at the 10-minute mark of this video, I'm going to be doing an early bird drawing, and it is for a pop-up scrap-in, the pop-up scrap-ins that everybody loves so much. This is a Stampin' Up, there it is. Make sure I got logo to camera there. Stampin' Up pop-up logo scrap-in. I'm going to draw that winner at the 10-minute mark of this video, so be sure to leave a comment. You will be entered to win all of the drawings, which I'll get to in just a minute. So let's talk about what's happening in Stampin' World right now. First, I'm going to let you know personally, on our Wednesday video, we had a lot of banging, sawing going on in the background. Today, it will be nice and peaceful and quiet. My office is coming along. It's coming along. It's still got a little ways to go. We're working on it, but there won't be any sawing going on today, so we'll be able to create some peaceful Easter cards in peace. Although I do like the sound of the banging because it means things are getting done. In Stampin' World, I have 2 new ordering tutorials that were released this morning, as well as a new hostess code. If you place an order in my online store, you'll be eligible for these tutorials using that hostess code. So the details of that are on my blog. You can click on the link in this video's description for more information. And Celebration is ending very soon. March 31st is the end of it. And all of the items that are limited edition will be gone, with the exception of the Easter, the basket folder and the dies. Everything else will be gone forever. It's retiring. You can get them free with a $50 order in my online store. You can combine it with the free tutorials, my frequent buyer points, and all of the specials that I have going on, all of which are listed in this video's description. And if you have a huge wish list, now's the time to join, because you get 2 free stamp sets on top of an already amazing demonstrator kit deal. You get $26 free, you get free shipping, and then you get to be a part of our Stamp It team, where we share all kinds of ideas. In fact, this next weekend, a week from this weekend, I have a big online demonstrator meeting that I do every month, and I give away free stamps and have lots of fun. It's a great time to join and get free stuff and be a part of our ideas and fun there. Okay, I see Jennifer is asking, she says, you only see half a face here. If you see half a face and you're watching on a mobile device, this happens sometimes on the mobile device when you click in early, click on this video and close it and reopen it. You'll see the full screen. It's just showing you a square. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Okay, the other thing is there's 2 paper pumpkin specials going on right now. Great deals. If you sign up by April 10th, you'll be eligible to get the April kit, which I'm really excited about. And if you're new, you can get the 50% off special. If you're new or not new, you can take advantage of marrying paper pumpkin prepaid subscriptions with Celebration, and I have the details on all of that on my blog as well. They're all on the resource page of this video, as well as in the special section of my blog. You can pretty much find it anywhere. And here's some big news. Now, earlier, actually it was December, I showed you the Stamparatus. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you saw my video, maybe you've seen some other videos on it. It is going to be revolutionary, the coolest stamp positioner tool ever, and there is nothing like it on the market. It is getting ready now to be released in June in the new catalog. But some of you who have been with me last year were lucky enough to get in on the pre-order that happened in December. Now, if you were one of those people that were lucky enough to get in that pre-order, I have huge news for you. The Stamparatuses are coming in. Is it Stamparati or Stamparatus? I'm not sure if how the plural of that goes. but they're coming in March 20th. Now, it was originally going to be shipped out some in March and some in April, but I found out they're all going in March. They may not all be going on the 20th. Between the 20th and the end of the month, they'll be headed out. So your Stamparaduses are coming, and I have to tell you right now, because the people that got in the first window, not all of them were aware of this. You're going to get an email letting you know that it's in. It's going to be in my online store. You're going to be able to go to my store. It'll be in your cart already. You can add other items. The Stamparatus was $49.95. It's 5 cents away from getting a free celebration item, and so many people didn't realize that. So if you are one of those lucky ones that has one that's about to come in, and you get that email that it's in, be sure to add something, even if it's one little tiny thing, into your order so that you can get a free celebration product. And be sure to do it by March 31st because that celebration ends. So great news. Great for those of you that have yours. Very excited. I know there's a ton of you, because the first window sold out, that are waiting. And if you weren't able to get them yet, if you weren't able to get in on that pre-order, didn't know about it, or just were not able to get in on it in the time, they will be released in June in the new catalog. So it's not that far away. It sounds further than it really is. I personally can't wait for summer for many, many reasons, but one being that the Stamparatus is being released. Okay, you guys want to see what we're giving away today? Here are our prizes. I will be giving away the bundle that I'm using today. This is a brand new version, not the actually used one that I'm using, but a new version of the Hold On to Hope bundle, which is the framelits and the stamp set, a bundle there. And I'm also giving away 2 Cozy Cottage Hostess stamp sets. Now, these are only available during the Occasions catalog product line period. So they're special. You can only get them with Stampin' Rewards. They're hard to get. They're rare. Leave a comment here on this video, and you will be entered to win automatically. These are live prizes. I'm going to be drawing the winner live right here on this video at the end of this at the end of this video. And as mentioned, so my new giveaway is called the Early Bird, and I do this at the 10-minute mark. So we're about 2 minutes away. So if you hurry up and leave a comment, you will be entered to win. And that first drawing at the 10-minute mark is going to be for this pop-up trash bin. If you don't win it, you still entered to win these. And if you don't win any of those, you will be entered into my After Live replay drawing, which is for another bundle, another Hold On to Hope bundle. And this one, I'm going to do the drawing on the 23rd. Normally, I leave the replay drawing open for 2 weeks for those of you who sometimes, people go away on vacation or whatever, and they miss the video. They don't get to catch up right away when they get back. So I try to give you 2 weeks to get a comment in to be entered into the Afterlife drawing. And that's right on the video on Facebook or on YouTube. This time, I'm only giving you 1 week, and I apologize for the quick ending here. But because we're making Easter cards, and because it's not so much an Easter set. I mean, this set can be good all year round, but I wanted to get it in the winner's hands before Easter, and that's April 1st. So I'm going to do the drawing on March 23rd instead of on the 30th, which would have been too short of a period to get in time for Easter. The next thing is the replay drawing has a bonus. If you share this video and type the word shared into the comments, YouTube or Facebook, either way, you can share it. You will be entered a second time into the replay drawing. So pretty much, leave a comment, you'll be entered into everything. that's my yeah. If you leave a comment on the video, you will automatically be entered into all the drawings. And if you leave it right now, in the next minute, you will be entered into the pop-up scrap bin. In fact, because we're so close to the 10-minute mark, I'm going to pop over there now. And this is actually what you're looking at right now is the resource page that I have, a resource page that accompanies every video that I make. And if you click on the link in the description, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, you will get all of this information. And there's a free PDF, which I'm going to show you in a minute, as well as close-ups of the project, a supply list, dimensions, little info on the drawing. Okay, so what I really want to do is head on over here. Hopefully it didn't log us out, because it's time to draw a winner for the pop-up scrap bin. Yes, that was exciting. All right, everybody, good luck to all who've entered. Wow, there's a whole bunch of you guys. I love you guys. It's just so, you make my day every time I come on here. I love doing Prize Patrol because it's fun, and it's, it just adds an element of excitement to the videos, as if the projects weren't exciting enough. But I love when you guys are on there and pop on early, and congratulations to Mary Schreiber. Mary, you have won the pop-up scrap bin. There is a link in this video's description for the prize claim form. Be sure to go fill that out, and I will get this right out to you. Congratulations. Now, don't worry. If you were not Mary, there's still a lot of great prizes left. So I'll be doing more at the end of the video. So it is now time to do some stamping. Let me just pop on over to the table and we can get started. So again, leave a comment. You'll be entered into all of these awesome drawings. And here we go. So when I first created these, when I was making them, originally, these are the cards that I had come up with, and they were very similar, very similar. You'll do the same to create both, but you got to tell me which ones you like better. The difference is I added, I wanted this to be a sunrise, to look like a sunrise, so I was going at, I do aerial photography, and I was looking at some of my sunrise shots to see what colors the sky was, and there was purples and pinks and yellows and oranges, and so my originals had a lot of purple in it, but then when I completed the card, I thought, it looks a little dark to me. The purple looked a little dark, so that I created these that had just a tiny bit of purple and a lot more pink and orange and yellow, so they were a lot brighter. To me, this was a lot more, to me, I felt like it touched more on where I was going, you know, the emotion of where I was going with the card. But I keep looking at these going, oh, they're both so pretty. You got to tell me which one you like better. Do you like the ones with the purple or the pink? So I'm going to show you how to make them. The only difference here is that I added a lot more perfect plum to the top of this one. So I'm going to show you how I made all of them. First thing I want you to know, especially, is if you are new and are not aware of this, I just showed you the resource page that's on my blog. I have that with every video I make. If you are watching this video on Facebook or on YouTube, there is a link in the video's description, and it brings you right to that resource page that I just showed you, and you can download this free PDF. It's got pictures of the project. It's got the measurements of everything I'm making right now. It's got a full supply list and a place for notes. Another great thing about this is that you can use the URL here. This brings you right to that same resource page. And if you have a smartphone, you can zap this smart code, and that also brings you right to this resource page, and this video will be there. So if you're not following along, you can use this PDF to get you back to the video in case you lost it, you don't know how to find it. It's a quick, easy, I call it the easy button. I like to make things easy for you guys because I like it when things are easy. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Okay, so lots of pinks. I see you guys, lots of pinks. Oh, we gotta vote for the purple ones. We gotta vote for the purple ones. Okay, so that's kind of going back and forth there. All right, we're gonna make both of these cards, but I want to point something out here. The products that I'm using today, these are all available in my online store. They're all from Stampin' Up. I'm using the Hold On to Hope stamp set, and this is the coordinating dies, which are probably a mess in the box, so I apologize for that. These are the coordinating die set that go with the stamp set, and I'm also accompanying that with a little bit of the Waterfront stamp set that I did a series on the stamp set last week, so a couple great videos. So we're actually going to be using that for part of this card. But here's what I want to point out. I'm using the cross here, this cross on this card. But notice in the stamp set, there is no baby cross. There is no little cross for that. So I'm going to show you a tip on how I made this cross from the set. It's actually kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to start with the larger card. We'll do them individually today. All right, so I've pre-cut everything, and again, those measurements are on that free PDF, and I'm going to bring in here a little bit of grid paper, because we're going off the edge, as I call it, going off-roading, going off the edge. So, here we go. I'm going to bring in the colors here. They are Crushed Curry. You could also use Daffodil Delight. I happen to not have had mine handy, so I went with Crushed Curry. I've got Melon Mambo, Tangerine Tango, and Perfect Plum, and then some basic black for the words. And we're going to be using a lot of the archival basic black. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a panel of Whisper White cardstock, and I want to completely coat this in the Crushed Curry. So I've got a sponge dauber here. Most of what I'm going to be doing today is going to be with this is a sponge brayer. Most of what I'm doing is going to be with the sponge dauber. except this one part, because the sponge brayer gives a big coverage in a little period of time, whereas the sponge brayer would have taken all afternoon to get the background. But I really liked a nice coat of yellow over the entire card before I started. Okay, we're going to go back and cover some of that with some more yellow, but we're going to start there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take the mountains from the Waterfront Stamp set. Okay, I want to show you which exact, this is the exact image that I'm using right here. It's the two mountains. I'm going to stamp that in black. Now, I am stamping this lightly, just very lightly, to use as a guide so I know where to put the sky. Let me just move that up a hair so you guys can see. It's going to be light because this particular image is supposed to look kind of like a background image, so it's meant to be lighter. We'll darken it up after. So I'm going off the edge a little bit with that. And again, that wasn't the most awesome, but it's okay. And it is supposed to be light. We will darken it up. Now I am just, see this little jot right there? I'm lining up the mountain with that, so it's going to go downhill. We're on a hill now. We're making a hill. I'm really just using this stamp kind of as a guide because we're going to color it in a little bit after. But I wanted to know where to place the colors in the sky. So I lined up the stamps first. And then I've got sponge daubers for all of our colors here. So we've got black, purple, and melon mambo, tangerine, which they kind of look the same from the top. I took some of the extra, they have these stickers that you put on the front with the name on it. And it comes in different languages, so I only need English because I only read English. So the ones that were in French that I didn't need, I cut the tail off and stuck them on the inside so I knew what colors they were. Just a little tip for you so you know what color the stamp sets are. Okay, I have somebody asking what is the name of the stamp set. Okay, there's two stamp sets that I'm using here. There's Hold On to Hope, which is a bundle. You can get the stamp set and the dies separately or together, but we will be using both today. And the Waterfront for the mountains. So far I've only used the Waterfront. That's all for our mountains. Alright, now I'm a lefty, so I apologize that I'm turning to the left. I'm going to make you all lefties for the moment. I am taking the Tangerine Tango to start with. And I want to leave some yellow here. I want to leave some of the crushed curry, so I'm going to start up a little bit from that and draw a little guideline with that Tangerine Tango, and then we'll color that in. And I'm going to keep picking up a little bit of ink on that sponge dauber. These are little daubers. Again, these are in my online store too. I love these little guys. They're very fun to color with. I miss the old rubber brayer that we used to have, and this little guy does a good job with it too, but where I have a small space, these little daubers get right in there. Now I'm switching to the Melon Mambo, and I'm going to do the top. And we're going to lay some color on there. Get it nice and bright and beautiful. This is going to be our beautiful sunrise. And then I'm going to go back and blend the color. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of the Tangerine Tango right at the line of demarcation where the two inks match together. And I'm going in a circular motion to blend those two. Do you see how that almost erased that line and they just kind of blend right together? Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to hold it up because you can see the line here where it meets the yellow. The orange meets the yellow, but now I just kind of erased it. And I'm going to do the same exact thing with the crushed curry. I'm going to take some crushed curry and I'm going to rub in a circular motion to erase that line where the Tangerine Tango meets the crushed curry. And we'll have several different grades of the crushed curry. Like we'll have a bright, bright yellow, and it's going to get lighter as it goes closer to the mountains. You do want to be a little careful not to get your fingers in the black ink if it's not dry, because I smeared a couple of them. And literally, that's our background there. Now, if you liked the purple, and I saw a few votes for the purple one, the only difference is I went a little bit thinner with each of the lines, and I added some Perfect Plum to the very, very top. Now, I am going to add some Perfect Plum to the very top of this one with a sponge dauber, but instead of making a whole line, I'm just going to do a tiny little bit to keep it brighter, because that was the feeling that I wanted. I wanted that feeling of Easter morning, where, you know, it comes from the darkness and goes to the light, if that makes sense. Okay, so then we've got a little bit of that purple on the edge there. Again, you can put more purple there if you were in Camp Purple. Okay, now we are ready to put the rest of the card together. So I'm going to bring back that black ink, which is hiding over here on the side. We're going to take the cross from the Hold On to Hope stamp set, the big cross, and we're going to position that up right up here in these mountains. And just stamp that. Now this cross, and I saw people had left some comments earlier about the old rugged cross referencing this, and that's what this looks like. But I actually am going to show you a trick on how to make it a silhouette, a solid silhouette. Now I'm coming back to this mountain. Now remember I said this mountain was made to be light. You can make it darker simply by stamping, and if you had a Stamparatus, we just talked about the Stamparatus. If you had a Stamparatus, this would be the time to use it. I don't want to tease those of you who were not able to pre-order, so I'm going old school with mine, but I did get one. I do want to use it a lot more, and I will be using it a lot more, so stay tuned for that. Okay, I've got the black Stampin' Write marker here, and I am going to use that to color a lot of the rest of this. The first thing we're going to do is fill in this cross, because I want it to be rich, rich, dark. I don't want to use the rugged part of this cross for this particular card. On another card, that would be beautiful, but that's not the look I'm going for today. Okay. Then I'm going to take this same marker, and we're going to color in these mountains. Now I'm going to just, and you can see I'm really going kind of rough here. I'm going to switch back to the sponge dauber. Now this is not going to give full coverage, the sponge dauber, not yet at least. But I'm going to use that on the bottom part to kind of fill in some of the color, and then I'm going to move back to that marker to finish filling it in. Kind of use these two together to make it really, really rich, dark black, because that's kind of going from the dark to the light is kind of the effect I was looking for. The one tip I'm going to tell you here is it's going to be really wet. Now normally the inks dry very, very quickly. If you start doing this with it, it's layering on top of each other. It's not going to dry quite so quickly. You want to be very careful not to smudge. And then just a little bit of sponge dauber to blend that all together. If you wanted to use your heat tool, you could here too. Okay. And that's pretty much it. This is pretty much the look we're going for with this card. And then we just want to stamp our words. Now these words come from the set. It's celebrating one of Guard's remarkable creations, which I thought was a very beautiful saying. I'm just going to stamp that right over here in the light. And this card, really, that was all there was to it. I'm just going to do some assembly, and then I'm going to show you on the next card the trick to the tiny little cross, which was so super cute. Loved it. Okay, so quick assembly on these. Again, all of these measurements are on that free PDF that are on my blog. I am literally just going to use some snail adhesive. I've got some gold foil here, which I thought was beautiful for the occasion, and I'm taking snail adhesive for the entire card. Okay. This is not watercolor paper, no, this is regular cardstock. Whoops, I'm sorry, black is going on gold. Got sidetracked. Center that. That was regular, and again, all of these supplies are listed on the resource page of my blog if you click on the link in this video's description, but that was regular Whisper White that I used. And we are layering, the card base is actually very vanilla, and you could also use the thick very vanilla for a card base too, if you had that. Okay, it was very fast, Samantha, wasn't it? In fact, if you're new and you're just tuning in, don't worry, we have one more card to make. I feel bad sometimes when you say, you know, sometimes you don't get the notification, or you're in the car when you get the notification, you have to wait till you get home to actually view the video. Now, I'm being very careful here because this is still wet, especially the black where I layered quite a bit on there, and I don't want to smudge it. So I'm just going to flip it upside down and just carefully kind of apply a pressure to make sure that that snail adhesive sticks. You can see that was still a little bit of wet because we got a cross outline there, which is kind of fun. And that is our card. That is our first card. Okay, so I had some, thank you, Penny. She says it's gorgeous. Thank you. You know, I had some requests that people liked the purple version of the card. So for card number 2, I'll do the purple version, so you can see how both were done. All right, so for this one, card number 2, and I put it away, so let me see if I can find it. I want to show you the cute little, this one's got a baby cross on it. It's not really a baby cross, but compared to the other cross, it's much smaller, and we're going landscape here. We have a little bit more mountainage here. I'm going to show you the trick because that is not a stamp in the stamp set. I'm going to show you how I did it. And we're going to go with the purple version since we had some votes for that, so I'll show you how to do this one. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just move these inks back, and we are going to do a little bit of big shot work. I have here a piece of vellum. You don't have to use vellum. You could use cardstock, scrap, anything that you have available, but I'm going to use vellum because I think that vellum makes it really easy to line up. And I'll tell you, I'll show you what I mean by the lining up in just a second. All right, so we've got our Big Shot die cut machine. Just back up so you can see it. I've got the multi-purpose platform that comes with it, the thin die adapter, one cutting pad, and now we are moving into the die set that goes along with that stamp set. Now, just to note, if you purchase these two together, the stamp set and the dies, right now that you get 10% off when you purchase them as a bundle, or you could purchase them individually. Whoops! What did I just do? I just threw it! Come back, baby cross, come back! Okay, so this is the tiny little cross die. It actually cuts out the outline of this cross, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how we're going to use it. We are just going to put it kind of in the middle of this. It's a piece of vellum scrap again. You could use any scrap, cardstock, whatever. It doesn't have to be vellum. And going to run that through the Big Shot. So we've cut that little cross out of the vellum. The little cross stuck to my plate. All right. So when you pop it out, this is what I want. It's actually the reverse mask of the cross. So this is what that cross cuts. There's actually two crosses here. There's a baby cross in the middle, and there's an outline of the cross. So I'm actually not using these two pieces. These are actually just bonuses that come with the card. All right. Put that aside. We're all set with our die set. That's all we're going to be using today, but I may be using this one again next week, so stay tuned. I have been having a lot of fun playing with this one. Okay, so we're going to bring our color family back in here, and if you are just tuning in, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the colors that we're using here. We have Perfect Plum, Melon Mambo, Tangerine Tango, Crushed Curry, and Basic Black. Now I've got a little strip here of Whisper White cardstock, and those measurements are on a free PDF on my blog. Click on the link in this video's description. We are going to start the exact same way as I started with the other card, and that is with the sponge brayer, layering some crushed curry onto the card. Now this one's going to be, so I have this little piece of lint on there. And this one is going to be landscape, so I'm going landscape here. Okay, I'm just layering the crushed curry over this because I like to have a nice layer of that before I got started. Next, I'm going to start the same way using the mountain, and I'll show it to you again if you're new, if you're just tuning in now. It's this mountain from the Waterfront stamp set. Waterfront is the stamp set that we featured on the Stamp and Scoop show 2 weeks ago. I have featured it on my blog. I've got a couple of great videos with it. I'm going to start to the left, maybe down a little bit, because we're landscape. I'm going to keep it down a little bit. And again, this is going to be light, just like the last one. Actually, it's a little darker than I expected it to be. Now, I'm going downhill. I want this to go down, so I don't want to stamp them straight across here. I'm kind of giving it a little bit of an angle here, going downhill. I'm really just using this as a guide, these mountains as a guide. And then I'm going to actually just line that up so we've got a little bit of a slope there. Okay. So this is our guide. That's going to be our terrain when we're ready for it. But it's also helping us line up the background. Bring back in these cute little sponge daubers that I love so much. And I'm going to turn this card sideways. So I just want to make sure that we're still in view here. I'm going to move everybody up just a hair. And start again with the Tangerine Tango. And you know what? I'm going to take a little Post-it note because I know I'm going to stick my fingers in this black. And it is a little bit wet. It's because I had a layer on there already. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry, and I do not want to stick my finger in that. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that down there to help me hold it without making a mess, because I tend to make a mess. All right, so again, I'm going to start with a guide of the Tangerine Tango. Now, because I'm going to add purple to this one, I'm not going to lay quite so much color down here. Like, I'm not going to make this quite so thick. I want them to be a little bit thinner so that it can accommodate all of the colors. And then the next color we have is the Melon Mambo. Yes, Amy's asking, can you use a brayer? Yes, you can. The only thing, especially where I'm doing a lot of colors on here, do you see how thin these lines are? It is hard to do that with a brayer. The brayer is great for if you're doing a big space, but when you're doing a smaller one, it's a little bit harder to get skinnier colors in there. And lastly, we're going to add a little bit more purple to this one than we had on the first one, because we had some in Camp Purple. So for those of you who like Camp Purple, now you also may notice I'm not going straight across. I've given it a tiny little bit of an arc to follow our mountain line. Our mountain line kind of slopes down, our sky kind of slopes down to match it. Okay, now I am going to make this purple really dark at the top. All right, now here's where the magic happens. Okay. The magic happens with a sponge dauber named Melon Mambo, and that was you. And right where that line is, see that line where it blends in with the perfect plum? We're going to take and erase that line, and I'm sorry that I'm a lefty, so you're not going to be able to see it quite so dramatically, by going in a circular motion with some ink right along there. Now I'm going to go back with the perfect plum and kind of touch that too, so we go both ways on that one. There, and that just erase that line where they meet. Okay, so then I'm going to go with the Tangerine Tango and do the same thing where it meets the Melon Mambo. Just kind of erase that line by going in a circular motion with some ink. And the last one is a little bit of the crushed curry down the bottom. I'm going to move my Post-it note down a little bit. I just don't want to, I don't want my fingers to get the rest of the card inky. So just taking this in a circular motion to erase that line where the Tangerine Tango meets the crushed curry. Be careful not to, if your mountains are wet, be careful not to hit them with the sponge dauber, because you will kind of get some smudgies on here that you may not want. All right, so I've got a lighter little bit of yellow by these mountains, which that's the look I was going for. But here, now you can see this one's a little bit darker than the original one because we've got some more purple up at the top. We've got some more of the perfect plum. And you could even take a touch of Elegant Eggplant if you really want a dramatic effect there, and do this top that I'm doing right now with perfect plum. So I'm bringing that down, just kind of flicking the sponge dauber just down the side here for a beautiful sunrise. All right, oh, lots of hearts. Thanks, you guys. Love you. This is my this is my way of giving a heart back. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we are going to make that little baby cross. It's time for our baby cross. So we're going to use the vellum cross that we just cut out. We're going to place that where we want it, on top of that mountain or hill, wherever it is. This is where I like using the vellum because you can see underneath it. You can see it line up here. You could also use cardstock to do this as kind of like a reverse masking technique, or a stencil even. Oh, tons of hearts coming. Another reason why I love being live with you guys. Not only can I help with your questions, which is what I'm here for, I love when you guys like something. So now I'm taking the basic black marker and just coloring in that cutout cross. And you can reuse this many, many times. This vellum, it's like reverse masking. Okay. And then when you lift it up, there's your cross. There's your little baby cross. So now all we need to do is just finish off our mountains here, kind of fill them in a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and I just want to be careful not to smudge anything again. So I'm going to outline where I would like, see right here there's a crack in the mountain in the stamp. I don't want that to be there. I'm going to fill that in with the marker. So I'm just doing a little freelance. All right, making our own mountains here. And then we're just going to color a little bit of the tops in. Putting a little bit of ink there, and then we'll go back to the black sponge dauber just like we did on the other card and kind of fill in some of the color there. And use the marker and the sponge dauber to blend that black down the bottom. I almost just put the marker in the ink pad. That would have been actually kind of fun. Because you know your customers do it, you know, like when I have classes, my customers would get, you know, because they're not, sometimes they're just nervous and they're using something or they're talking with their friends or whatever. And I say them because, you know, I'm putting the blame on them, but you know I do it too. Just like I don't read directions, you know, I know they don't read them either. They apologize to me like, I'm so sorry I don't read your directions. And I'm like, you don't need to apologize to me. Because I didn't read them either. I wrote them, but I didn't read them. No, I'm joking. Okay, and so that is how we've created our... Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And then you get to see the two different color effects there. Okay, so now that you've seen the two different color effects, which one do you think? Do you think... And I'll show you this particular card in the pink. So I just did that one in purple. Here it is with the pink. More Melon Mambo. So you guys, I want to hear your votes. Which one you prefer, the darker sky or the brighter sky? And then we're just going to stamp the words in the basic black. And they're going to go right over on the right. And we just have some assembly. Okay. Oh, Marilyn, that's the beauty of, she said, are you going to show the other again later? This is the beauty about video. You can go back and watch the beginning if you missed it. No worries. It's kind of, I love that, you know, it's like if you don't ever really miss anything. So now we're just doing some assembly with snail adhesive. And I'm being very careful to flip this upside down to apply pressure because that black is still wet because we layered so much of it on there. I don't want it to smear on the card. And so I've got gold foil here. Okay. Oh, now purple's getting some votes in there. But in the beginning, there was a lot of pink. But now that you've seen the purple, I see a lot of purple votes. Connie can't go either way. She likes them both. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this. And our card set is complete. Whoever said this was a quick set, yep, it absolutely is a quick card set to make. Shocking, right? And gorgeous. I'm definitely in the Easter mood right now, so I hope to have a few more Easter projects out this week. And I post on my blog every day. I have inspiration there every day. There's a project a day there on my blog. Don't miss those because although I do share them to Facebook, they don't always have videos. I know some of you only catch the videos, but you miss a ton because I do videos twice a week, but I post on my blog 7 days a week. So you miss more than half of the projects if you don't check them out there. Lots of great stuff. Okay, so Sandy says this card would be awesome with three crosses in it. Absolutely. You could even stagger them right here. You do your 3 crosses there on the side. Any way you want to do it. Really, it all works. All right, so you know what this means. It means it is time for some prize patrol. Let's head on over to our prize drawing. So if you have enjoyed this and you've left a comment, thank you. If you shared this, thank you even more. I'm going to draw some winners we have 2 Cozy Cottage stamp sets, and I have a Hold On to Hope bundle, the stamp set and the Crosses of Hope die together for the grand prize. Anybody who's left a comment is eligible to win, and here we go. So Mary won our early bird drawing for the pop-up scrap bin. The first winner is going to be one of the 2 Cozy Cottage Hostess stamp sets. The first winner of that is Linda Shepard. Congratulations, Linda. And the second winner of the Cozy Cottage Hostess stamp set, Lamaya Solahane. Okay, I hope I said that right. She is from Quebec. Okay, and I'm just going to note, because she is from Quebec, if you are in Canada, you do need to pay for your own shipping. I will ship free anywhere in the U.S., but in Canada, and I can send it to you free. I cannot sell in outside of the U.S., but I can send you a free stamp set, but you do have to pay for the shipping, because it can be pricey and it may not be worth it. So if that's the case, let me know, and I can put it back in the next video's drawing, but definitely drop me a note. We can figure it out. Okay, grand prize drawing time. We have a die set, Crosses of Hope dies, and the Hold On to Hope stamp set bundle, and the winner of that is Becky Weaver. Congratulations. All right, ladies, make sure that you all fill out the prize claim form, which is in the link of this video. And if you were not one of the lucky winners, don't worry, because you still have a chance to win my Afterlife drawing, which is going to be in 1 week. And often people say, okay, how do I know if I won the Afterlife drawing? Where do you post it? I post it on Facebook right on this video. I will post it on my stampwithtami.com blog, which is linked in this video's description. No matter where you're watching it, there's a link to my blog. There's a winners page. All of my winners are listed there. And so the winner will be listed there. They'll be listed on the Facebook video, and they will also be listed in my weekly newsletter. Make sure that you're a part of that, as well as posting projects on my blog every week. I share 4 card tutorials for free for my newsletter subscribers every Tuesday. So it's kind of like Tuesday inspiration. It's all of my videos, all of my blog posts, and 4 bonus card tutorials, written instructions, measurements, everything. So make sure that you're on my newsletter, because you don't want to miss out on that. And I will be back on Tuesday with some more online class fun. Don't miss my blog over the weekend, because I've already got some great projects lined up there. Thanks all, and have a great weekend.